trained as a spy since childhood. He has become North Korea's most dangerous weapon. His final mission, to infiltrate South Korea's elite and uncover their darkest secrets. But he won't be going in alone. He's backed by fake parents. And from here, the mission begins.
Inside the terminal, a crowd of people bustles through the lobby. Moving with the flow is a man in his late 40s, wearing a bold, floral Hawaiian shirt. A woman of medium height, her black hair in curls, walks beside him. Between them is a young man in a blue sweatshirt, managing a large suitcase and a fanny pack. They exit the airport together, the very picture of a family, a father, mother, and son. The father takes a deep, dramatic breath. Wow, the air in South Korea is really different. The mother gives a light, nervous chuckle. Honey, you shouldn't say things like that. We could get in trouble. But the young man groans, addressing them both. Comrades, was it necessary to wear such ridiculous clothes? The mother pats his head and pulls him into a hug. My handsome young son, she says softly but firmly. You can't talk like that here either. A short while later, the family is in a taxi, leaving the airport. They pass incredible sights, the Seoul Tower, the Spiral Tower, and other massive skyscrapers. The father points at each one with uncontrollable excitement. His mood fills the entire cab. The mother is amused. The son is annoyed. The taxi driver watches with a friendly smile. The father whips off his sunglasses and laughs. Are all the buildings in South Korea this huge? The mother remains cheerfully pleasant. The son sinks into his seat, utterly embarrassed. The taxi driver laughs. Sir, has it been a long time since your last visit to Seoul? The father answers with pure joy. This is our first time. The driver is completely stunned. Your first? Before he can finish, a hand suddenly grabs the father's head from behind and yanks him backward. It's the mother. She quickly points out the window. Just look at how beautiful that architecture is, she exclaims, creating a distraction. The confused driver glances with a side eye. The father is now sitting perfectly still and silent, just staring out the window. The mother forces another nervous laugh. The young man just keeps frowning and looking outside. Soon they arrive at their new home. It's a breathtaking skyscraper with tall, majestic towers. The mother gasps, "What a wonderful place to live." The father replies, "That apartment cost more than $4 million. Hearing the amount, the young man can only think, incredible. As they approach the entrance, a security guard stops them. Which unit are you visiting? I'll need to issue a visitor's pass. All three of them pause to look at the guard. The mother offers a polite bow. With a massive grin, the father points straight up to the top of the building. The penthouse, the biggest one. It's our home. The security guard's face freezes in absolute shock. We just moved in last month, the mother clarifies. The guard can only stand there, sweeting buckets. The scene cuts to a wide shot of Seoul International High School. In a classroom, the teacher makes an announcement. Class, we have a new transfer student joining us today. The students murmur in surprise. A transfer in the middle of the semester and into their advanced class? This gets everyone's attention, even the students in the very back row. His placement in our advanced class speaks about his qualifications, the teacher says. I expect you all to be welcoming. She turns. The floor is yours. Introduce yourself. The young man is silent for a moment. Then he speaks. My name is Kang Jian. Please take care of me. A girl in the back, Liara, exclaims, He's so cool, totally my type. Her friends giggle. Looks like Liara is already interested. The teacher interjects, Let's settle down. We have a lesson to begin. Kang Jian takes a seat next to a student with red hair. The boy and his friend shoot him a dark, ominous look. The teacher calls on him. Kang Jian, this is a second-year advanced class. Can you keep up? Kang Jian says nothing. Then, the teacher says, pointing to the board, Perhaps you can solve this problem for us. Kang Jian doesn't stand up. He just looks at the complex equation for a single second. From his seat, he states, The answer is 224. The teacher is shocked. What? Other students scramble to solve it. A moment later, a girl raises her hand. He's right. The answer is 224. The teacher is amazed. You solved a high-level sequence in your head? That fast? The red-haired student stares in complete disbelief. Liara grins widely. Even better. Oblivious to the reaction, Kang Jian remains quiet. But one thought burns in his mind. I will complete my mission. A flashback begins. A young, scrawny Kang Jian is panting heavily, forced to keep running under the watch of a military officer. Next, he struggles with a mountain of high-level books, an armed officer supervising him. His training turns to combat. He hammers a knife into a tree, practicing patterns under strict surveillance. 3 targets on trees are shot with absolute precision. Now older and stronger, Kang Jian runs the same course with power and ease, not even winded. The scene cuts to a sparring match. A scar-faced officer stands across from him. In a flash, Kang Jian dashes forward to attack. The officer blocks the knife strike and counters with a vicious kick. Kang Jian barely stops it with his forearm. The impact forces him to crouch. The officer uses the opening to swing his knife toward Kang Jian's head. Kang Jian drops backward to dodge, but he's not fast enough. The blade slashes his forehead. They reset, and the fierce sparring continues. A different flashback. Kang Jian stands at attention in a military uniform. A superior officer barks, Agent 7, your mission is in South Korea. He warns, this deep cover operation will take at least 10 years. Your objective is to infiltrate the South Korean upper class. Kang Jian is visibly shocked. You will build powerful connections in politics and economics. Then, you will become a sleeper agent and await orders from the party. A single drop of sweat runs down Kang Jian's temple. The officer shouts, do you understand? Kang Jian snaps a sharp salute. Yes, sir. As he holds the salute, 2 officers approach. They are the man and woman from the airport. These are your comrades on this mission, the officer states. Kang Jian turns to look at them. Both agents bow in perfect unison. The 3 of them stand in a heavy, tense silence. Back in the present, the father gazes out the penthouse window at the sparkling city skyline. The mother walks up behind him. Will he ever believe our lie? She asks, her voice filled with worry, on the verge of tears. The father turns and sees her sad expression. He pulls her into a comforting embrace. We must be patient, he assures her. We can't rush this. He looks back at the city. For now, what matters is that he is out. He is free from that hellhole. That is enough for now.
Kang Jian sat at his desk, completely surrounded by a group of chatting girls. One of them leaned in to inform him that Liara had her eyes on him. Puzzled, Kang Jian glanced around the room, trying to spot the person they were referring to. The girls, however, didn't give him time to look. They immediately began bombarding him with questions. Why did you transfer in the middle of the year? How did you even get into this school? Where are you from, anyway? Their curiosity quickly turned personal. One girl speculated that since he'd come from abroad, his father must work for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, maybe in England or America. Overwhelmed, Kang Jian couldn't manage a single response under the relentless questioning. Just then, another student approached. The circle of girls immediately parted and bowed respectfully, making way for Liara herself. She walked confidently up to Kang Jian, hands on her hips, and greeted him with a warm smile. Hello, she said, introducing herself with her full name, Liara. Without waiting for a reply, she took charge of the conversation. Your name is Kang Jian, right? Kang Jian stayed silent, his gaze fixed on her. His mind flashed back to a memory, a classified file he had studied back during his training. He remembered scrutinizing documents filled with details about Liara. He was totally focused when the dad comrade entered, holding a huge stack of more papers. These are more target files. Study them. This is much more than we anticipated. Be cautious. He dropped the stack onto the floor with a thud. Understood, Kang Jian said in a sharp, military style. The dad comrade frowned. First, Change the way you speak. You sound like a soldier. You need to blend in. Sound like you're from here. Understood. Without breaking his stiff demeanor, Kong Jian responded, yes. Back in the present, Kong Jian recognized Liera. For him, she was priority number one. The daughter of South Korea's largest corporation, Samjong Group. His mission was clear: get close to her, gain her trust, and eventually extract corporate secrets. Seeing him silent for so long, Liera asked, "Are you always like this?" Always tight-lipped, Kong Jian reminded himself of his mission and prepared to interact, but then she pulled out her phone. "What's your Instagram? I'll follow you." Our spy MC was absolutely stunned. He didn't know what Instagram was. The only Insta he knew was instant failure. The girls grew curious. "You don't have an Instagram?" one asked. Another joked, "Did you crawl here from North Korea?" Liera sighed and extended her hand. "Fine, just give me your phone. I'll put my number in." But our spy's stunning lack of basic preparation shows that he didn't have a phone either. Sweat beaded on his forehead. This was a disaster. His mission was crumbling before it had even begun. Liera and the other girls stared in disbelief. "You don't have a phone?" she asked, half amused, half concerned. "Are you a caveman?" Shaking her head in disappointment, she turned and walked away. Kong Jian stood paralyzed. He had failed, miserably. Nearby, the red-haired boy and his friend laughed mockingly. Other classmates whispered among themselves, some guessing his parents were overly strict. Within moments, everyone who had crowded around him had drifted away. For the rest of the day, Kong Jian could only replay the humiliating words in his mind. North. Instagram. Cell phone. Defeat. After school, he walked home like a zombie, those same words echoing over and over. He was so lost in thought that he barely noticed the commotion around him until loud noises snapped him back to reality. He turned his head and saw bodyguards standing by super expensive cars. Then, a classmate walked past him, a young lady with long black hair, eyes stuck to the ground. Kong Jian recognized her, priority 0, even above Liera. But before he could react, a massive bodyguard blocked his view. The guy was huge, way bigger than RMC. Almost mockingly, the bodyguard looked down at him. Kong Jian didn't back down. He glared back with the same intensity. Nearby, guards opened a Lexus door. One by one, bodyguards got into luxury cars. Liera walked with her guards toward another car. They all bowed, thanking their benefactors for their hard work at school. The whole convoy of luxury cars rolled away while Kong Jian just stood there, stunned by the blatant display of wealth. Just as he was about to move, a hand suddenly swiped toward his face. It was the red-haired guy. "Move it," he said, but our spy MC dodged easily with lightning reflexes. The guy was shocked. "What the hell?" Kong Jian didn't say a word, just stared silently, teeth gritted. "You're annoying," the red-haired guy said. Then his own bodyguard bowed to him and opened the door of a Mercedes G-Wagon. After all the rich kids left, the other students began crossing the road. Kong Jian stood there processing everything, when suddenly a gloomy guy with a fringe covering his eyes called out to him. From his intel, Kong Jian knew this was Jang Dongwu, grandson of the Minister of Justice. His father? Seoul's district prosecutor. His mother? Chief judge of Seoul High Court. His entire family was law enforcement royalty. "The road always gets hectic when these rich kids leave," Dongwu said. Noticing our guy had no car, he offered him a ride. Kong Jian thought for a minute. Dongwu backtracked. "Sorry, maybe I overstepped." But our MC accepted. "I'd appreciate it." The gloomy guy beamed. In the car, Dongwu asked for his address. Our MC said, "Bampo Blue Tower." Dongwu smiled. "You live in a really nice place." He introduced himself fully. Our MC did too. The car ride was mostly quiet until Jang Dongwu, fidgeting nervously, brought up the math problem from class. "How did you solve that so quickly?" he asked. Before our MC could answer, Jang Dongwu backtracked, apologizing for prying. But our MC saw an opportunity. "Do you want me to tutor you? I can teach you to solve it mentally." Jang Dongwu was overjoyed, giggling excitedly. Our MC allowed himself a small internal chuckle. The mission might go smoothly after all. Then Jang Dongwoo asked the question that brought back the panic. But is it really true that you don't use Instagram and don't have a phone? Kang Jian froze, sweat pouring down his face again. Elsewhere, Liera was being driven home in a blue Rolls-Royce. She turned to her bodyguard, who was also her driver. "There's a new transfer student," she said. "I want to know more about him." The bodyguard suggested a full investigation by the strategy department, but Liera declined. She just wanted to know if Kang Jian was safe to be around. The bodyguard assured her he'd have a report ready by that night. Liera smiled to herself, already intrigued. Back at the high-rise apartment, the mom comrade greeted Kang Jian with a super warm welcome. "My son, you're home," she said loudly. Kang Jian was shocked. Without breaking character, she said, "If I greet you, you should say something back. Like, I'm home from school, Ma." The dad comrade stayed quiet, reading a paper. Blushing with embarrassment, Kang Jian muttered, "I'm home, Mom," making fun of his embarrassment. The mother also started to speak it really loudly. But then, diverting the topic, she started to push him and asked him to go check out his room. Kang Jian could not understand what was happening, but the mom assured that he will realize it once he sees it. When he entered, he was stunned. The room was beautifully furnished with a study desk, shelves, decorative elements, a comfortable bed, and even a calisthenics bar. A laptop, tablet, and smartphone sat on the desk. "Are we allowed to use operational funds like this?" he asked quietly. The mom giggled. "It's all for the mission. We have to look incredibly wealthy." Kang Jian picked up the smartphone, examining it carefully. "Do you know what Instagram is?" he asked, addressing her formally as ma'am. She looked just as clueless as he was. But then the dad comrade walked in with a smug look, pointing at himself with a big smile. "Don't worry," he said confidently. "I'll teach you all about Instagram." The mom giggled. Kang Jian was confused. Later that night, we see Liera, extremely sweaty after a heavy workout. She was running at night, grinding for that baddie body. Her bodyguard approached and handed her a file. "It's about Kang Jian's father," he said. "Steve Kang, Korean-American, CEO of a cryptocurrency called 11 Coin, one of the top 5 in the world. Estimated net worth, over 30 billion. His company has also expanded rapidly into security and networking in the USA and Japan. China is showing interest as well." Liera read the report, then closed it. The bodyguard asked if she wanted a deeper investigation. "No need for further investigation," she said, smiling charmingly. "He seems decent enough." The next day at Seoul International High School, our guy is just sitting at his desk, cool as a cucumber. And right there, out in the open for everyone to see, is his brand new smartphone. He's got this little smirk on his face, watching everyone else chat away, totally unaware. Liera turns her head and spots him just sitting there, all still and calm with his phone on the desk. He glances around, trying to be sneaky, checking if anyone's noticed his new toy. Era sees right through it and gives a slight, knowing smile. She can totally see how excited he is. He catches her looking and freezes for a second. Then suddenly he picks up the phone and starts casually showing it off in his hand. Era watches, totally amused, and lets out a soft chuckle. But then, the gloomy guy, Jang Dongwoo, who sits right in front of him, turns around and his eyes go wide. "You got a phone," he says, his voice full of excitement. Our guy, controlling his excitement, just casually says, "Yeah." And out of nowhere, an arm slides around Jang Dongwoo's shoulder. He jumps. It's the red hair guy, Go Jin-suk. He leans in with a taunting tone. "Wait, what? You two became friends already." He smirks, looking right at our MC. Jang Dongwoo looks super uncomfortable and stutters out a weak, "Yeah," explaining that our guy agreed to help him with math. Jin-suk's muscular lackey, Huang Woo-young, is just staring daggers this whole time. Our MC stays quiet, just watching. Then Jin-suk speaks up loudly, "Yeah, right? You need to study hard, but I've got some business with this guy, so you can leave." He says it while patting Dongwoo's head like he's a dog. Dongwoo just nods quietly and scurries away, while our MC stays seated, observing everything. Jin-suk smirks, feeling all superior, and our guy takes it all in. In his head, He's flipping through those training documents. This guy's Go Jin-suk, second son of Go Young-chan, the leader of the Liberty Party and a four-term National Assembly member. A political heavyweight currently #1 in presidential approval ratings. And the lackey next to him? That's Huang Woo-young, eldest son of Huang Jiqiu, chairman of Daejeon Group, ranked 30th in the business world. Their focus? The global sports industry. Our spy MC just presses his lips together into a gentle smile and asks, all polite, "Want me to tutor you guys in math too?" Both bullies just look at him with pure disgust and confusion. Jin-suk scoffs, walks away, and orders his lackey to, quote, make him less annoying. So Woo-young plants himself right in front of our MC's desk. He puts his hand on our guy's shoulder and starts in with, listen here, transfer student, the most important thing here is knowing your place. He leans in real close. Stay quiet and don't stand out. Then he grips our MC's shoulder hard and delivers his final line. Got it. Our MC's eyes drop to the hand on his shoulder, and a cold vibe just washes over him. He started emitting a dark, cold aura, his veins popping in anger as he delivers a lightning-fast chop to the lackey's throat. The lackey gasps for air, a visible dent in his neck, as our MC flicks his hand dismissively and stares him down with ice-cold eyes. And then we snap back to reality. It was all in his head. A daydream. The lackey is perfectly fine, still asking, got it, with his hand still on his shoulder. Our MC calms himself down and asks, super politely, what does it mean to not stand out? Woo-young is visibly frustrated. What? And then, in a flash, our MC grabs the lackey's wrist, the one on his shoulder, and squeezes it hard. A shocking wave of pain shoots through Woo-young's body, forcing him to his knees right there in front of the desk. He looks up, completely confused and in agony. Our MC keeps that mocking smile on his face and asks, is this how you become friends here? From his desk in the corner, Jin-suk watches, completely stunned and confused. Our MC lets go of the wrist. Woo-young stumbles back to his feet, his face red with anger, veins bulging on his forehead. He clenches his fist and yells, you bastard, you want to die, as he throws a punch straight at our MC's face. But our guy is completely calm. He doesn't even flinch. His eyes just flick up to the security camera in the corner of the classroom. A flashback hits him. He's with Dad Comrade in a room packed with monitors and confidential files. Screens are showing live feeds from all over South Korea. Dad Comrade is explaining. In South Korea, there are video recording devices in almost every space. He clicks a mouse, and footage of a classroom pops up on a big screen. Our MC was stunned. Where is this? Dad Comrade just smirked. Your classroom. Then he clicked through more feeds. The basketball court, the teacher's office, the school auditorium with a giant piano, the library, the huge soccer yard. He boasted, breaking into something like this is nothing, laughing proudly. Our MC was amazed. Comrade, I knew you were North Korea's top computer expert, but Dad Comrade cut him off, his demeanor turning cold. He warned him to fix his way of talking. He was slipping out of character again. Our MC snapped to attention, shouting, yes. Then came the final order. You absolutely must not resort to violence here. Remember, everything is recorded. Our MC nodded firmly. Back in the present, the lackey's punch is flying toward his face. But our spy is way too quick. He just shifts his head slightly to the left, and the punch whizzes past, missing completely. The lackey is stunned. Then, still seated, our MC grabs his own desk and shoves it forward hard. It slams right into Woo-young's stomach, sending him stumbling backward until he crashes into another desk. He's holding his stomach, furious. You bastard, he snarls. Suddenly, a sharp voice echoes through the room. Stop it. It's Lee-era, standing with her friends. The lackey freezes and looks at her. Era scolds him. Are you going to act so low class now? She's visibly frustrated. Then another voice chimes in from the corner. It's Jin-suk, still lounging at his desk. The transfer student doesn't know our rules. Then he needs education. He says it like he's annoyed. Lee-era shouts back at both of them to stop. You guys look pathetic. The muscular lackey is boiling with frustration. He gets right up in our MC's face and growls, "Let me talk to you separately later." Our MC feigns confusion. Separately? Just the two of us. Then he breaks into a mocking grin. When Woo Young grinds his teeth in fury but just turns and goes back to his seat next to Jin Suk. Our MC watches the red-haired guy, thinking he's a high-priority target. I need to get close to him. But how? The scene cuts to the next period. A blonde foreign teacher walks in, greeting everyone with a big, cheerful hello. Our MC is still lost in thought, looking upset and frustrated. Target go Jin Suk. What'd I do to get closer to him? The teacher spots him and asks excitedly if he'll be able to keep up with the native language class since he transferred mid-semester. Still distracted, our MC answers without thinking. In perfect, clear English, "Don't worry about that." The teacher is visibly shocked by his fluent English and amazing pronunciation. He praises our guy and asks about his history with the language. Our MC replies simply, "I attended an international school in New York. I transferred to Korea for my father's business." The whole class is stunned into silence. Jang Dongwoo looks over with a bright, hopeful smile. The teacher applauds our MC and tells everyone they should talk to him to improve their skills, especially since his pronunciation is totally American style. Our MC blushes, smiling awkwardly as everyone claps for him. Liera is looking at him, smiling at how flustered and cute he looks. Meanwhile, Jin Suk and his lackey are visibly fuming. They're shooting daggers at him, their faces twisted in annoyance and frustration, veins practically popping on their foreheads. After class ends, a group of girls immediately surrounds our MC, gushing over his amazing pronunciation. One says, "He has better pronunciation than the teacher." Another asks, "If you're from New York, why didn't you mention it yesterday?" They're bombarding him with questions. He's totally stunned by the attention. To divert them, he quickly holds up his new blue phone. The girls just look confused. Then, a hand reaches in and smoothly takes the phone from him. It's Liera. She examines it and acknowledges his choice, mentioning that this model is from her father's company. So she approves. Our MC smiles internally, chuckling to himself. Mission accomplished. I really am the greatest spy. Meanwhile, Liera is scrolling through his Instagram feed, and she looks confused. There's a picture of him and his parents in Korea. Then another with them in front of the Eiffel Tower in Paris in the exact same pose. Then another on a safari in Africa, same pose. And another on a street in Japan, again the exact same pose. She looks up with a smile and says, "What a harmonious family." Our guy, beaming, says yes. But in his head, he's giving all the credit to Dad Comrade and his excellent computer skills. School's finally over, and our main character gets swept up in the crowd of students flooding the crossing just outside the gates. A huge line of luxury cars is parked up ahead, as usual, all waiting to take their elite kids home. He's scanning the crowd, looking for someone. And then he remembers the conversation from this morning, his dad being super excited, telling him to wait outside because he's come to pick him up in his brand new car. Meanwhile, his mom was in the background, teasing her husband for being so ridiculously happy about a simple school run. Just then, Priority Zero walks right past him. She doesn't even glance his way. She's clearly not interested. But right after her, Priority One, Liera, crosses his path. And she's actually smiling. She even turns around, gives him a charming, polite wave and says, "See you tomorrow." Our guy, he just looks back with a totally plain, Sigma face, gives a simple, cool and a casual wave back. But on the inside, he's chuckling. Target is showing interest in me. Mission going well. And of course, the two bullies are standing right behind him, watching this whole exchange, getting seriously irritated. Suddenly, a heavy hand lands on our MC's shoulder. It's the muscular lackey. He leans in close and growls, You're coming with us." Our guy just side-eyes him. It's Huang Woo-young. He glances to the other side. And yep, Go Jin Suk is there too. In his spy mind, he's calculating. These two are crucial for the mission. I need to get closer to them. This is an opportunity. So he asks, super politely, where to, as the two bullies start moving forward. The muscular lackey just barks back in frustration. Just get in the car while I'm asking nicely. Meanwhile, Go Jin-suk's personal bodyguard is bowing deeply to the two rich kids. The bodyguard swings open the door to Jin-suk's massive G-Wagon. Our MC is still just standing there, thinking it through. Right, this is it. A perfect opportunity to get closer. He finally moves to get in. But then, a car comes speeding towards them, out of nowhere. Everyone whips their head around, totally confused. It's a flashy, top-of-the-line red Ferrari. It screeches to a halt right next to the G-Wagon. The roof retracts, and oh no. It's a familiar face, waving like a maniac. It's Dad Comrade. In his new ride, he's shouting at the top of his lungs, "Son, I came to pick you up." Everybody is just stunned. The bully's eyes are practically popping out of their sockets. Who the heck is this guy? And our MC? He is visibly stunned and deeply, deeply embarrassed. Dad Comrade shouts again, even louder, "Dad's here." That's all it takes. Without wasting a single second, our MC power walks over to the Ferrari, dying of embarrassment. He leans in and quickly whispers to his dad, explaining the situation and his plan to go with his new friends. And Dad Comrade, he just beams with pure joy. You made new friends. Wonderful. You're going in their car? Excellent. He gives a huge, enthusiastic thumbs up to our MC and to the bullies. Our guy just sighs in total defeat and nods in agreement. The embarrassment is at maximum level. Dad Comrade then grabs his gear stick, shouts, "I'll see you at home. Come safely," and peels out in his Ferrari, leaving everyone in a cloud of dust. Our MC lets out a huge sigh of relief watching him go. Then he slowly turns around, bracing himself to see the bullies' reactions. And their reactions are not good. They're visibly furious that he just called them his friends. The muscular lackey is boiling with rage. Go Jin-suk is grinding his teeth and says he really does need some education. Cut to the highway. The G-Wagon is cruising down one of the lanes. The atmosphere inside the car is heavy, dead silent. Nobody's speaking. Everyone's just staring out their windows. Our guy is squeezed right next to the seething muscular lackey. He's thinking, where are they even taking me? Meanwhile, the lackey next to him is just sitting there, visibly trying to control his anger. Then a massive, ultramodern high-rise tower comes into view, and the car drives straight towards it. It pulls up right in front of the grand entrance. Everyone starts getting out. Our MC stays quiet, just taking in the huge building. His training kicks in, and he flips through his mental files. TJ's Sports Tower. The muscular lackey's father owns this entire building. Suddenly, the red-haired bully, Go Jin-suk, tells everyone to go on ahead. He'll catch up after handling some business. Our MC watches him go. But then, Jin-suk's bodyguard steps up to our guy and says his master ordered that he stay with him at all times. So he has to come along. Our MC turns confused. What? The bodyguard doesn't answer, he just stares. The muscular lackey and the bodyguard start walking into the tower, gesturing for him to follow. He's stunned and confused, but he agrees and follows them inside. Inside, it's revealed to be a massive, state-of-the-art MMA gym. Our guy steps onto the mat floor, thinking, a training facility? The muscular lackey is ahead of him, silent, but the anger radiating off him is palpable. The head coach of the gym immediately rushes over and greets the muscular lackey with a deep, respectful bow. The lackey asks, "Did you clear out cage 3 like I ordered?" The head coach bows again. "Yes, sir." Then the lackey orders him to make sure no one disturbs them. The head coach bows even deeper. "Yes." Our MC is just confused, watching this whole subservient display. Suddenly, the head coach whispers to our MC, "Just apologize and admit you were wrong. I'll call an ambulance beforehand, so it's best if you just pass out quickly." Understood. Our MC just looks at the bowing coach, utterly confused. "An ambulance? What?" Then the muscular lackey shouts over in anger, "Why aren't you coming? Hurry up." Our MC gives him a stunned look, then quietly follows him and the bodyguard deeper into the gym. They all stop in front of a full-sized MMA octagon cage. The muscular lackey starts taking off his jacket. Then he rips off his shirt, revealing his incredibly muscular, fighters build with huge shoulders and traps. He starts putting on fighting gloves, getting ready. RMC looks on, visibly confused, watching him change and gear up. Meanwhile, from a viewing balcony overlooking the cage, a voice rings out. It's the red-haired guy, he says with excited laughter. Oh ho? It's been a while since someone came in here with that expression. Our spy MC looks up at him, his face plain, his eyes sharp and cold. He asks in a chill tone, "Am I supposed to spar with your friend?" The red-haired guy is shocked. Spy. Then he bursts into manic laughter. Yeah, right. Whether it's sparring or whatever, who cares? Our guy is shocked by his reaction, just quietly observing the laughing lunatic above him. Still laughing evilly, the red-haired guy says, "If you understand, then hurry up and sign the contract." Our MC is confused. Sign. The muscular lackey points at a document. Sign here. Our guy coldly glances down at the paper. It's a legal agreement for this match. It says it's a mutually agreed competition, so neither party can be held responsible for any physical damage, civilly or criminally. He reads it with a cold glance, then looks at the muscular guy. He turns back to the red-haired bully. "You want me to sign here?" The red-haired guy laughs. "Why? Are you scared?" He's clearly enjoying this. Our guy just looks back at him, completely calm and composed, and stands in silence. So the red-haired guy says, "If you get on your knees and bark like a dog, I'll let it slide this once." He has the face of a complete maniac, laughing loudly. Our guy just gives him a death stare, observing all this foolish chatter with cold eyes. The red-haired guy stops laughing. In his head, he's thinking, why no reaction? This guy's weird. Then, suddenly, our MC turns back to the paper and asks in a cold, serious voice, "This place doesn't have video recording, right?" Both bullies look at him, completely thrown by the question. "What?" Then our MC picks up the pen and signs the paper. As he signs it, he says, almost like he's genuinely concerned for them, "We absolutely have to fight." The red-haired guy shouts, "Did you have too much to drink? Can't you understand what I'm saying? Our Woo Young beats Korean champions. If he beats you up, you're dead." He's laughing hysterically. We see Woo Young stretching and smirking, loving the praise. Then, all of a sudden, our MC picks up the signed paper, turns it towards the muscular lackey, and says in a calm, cold voice, "You sign it too." The muscular lackey looks confused, but our MC is already unbuttoning his own jacket. "Hurry up," he says, pulling off his tie and fixing Woo Young with a calm, cold, deadly stare. We open inside the octagon. On one side, we've got Hwang Woo Young, all pumped up, stretching and flexing his muscles with this really arrogant, taunting smile. And then there's our main guy, completely the opposite. He's just quietly putting on his fighting gloves, looking super focused and serious, not paying the muscle show any attention. Then his eyes snap up, and he just locks onto Woo Young with this intense stare. The muscular guy sees it and just laughs. He's totally mocking him. "Look at this kid's expression," he says. He's completely frozen. He smirks and starts moving forward, still stretching, getting ready to throw the first punch. Our MC is just watching him, calm as a cucumber. And in his head, he's running through his options. What should I do with this cocky brat? His internal monologue is hilarious. Should I throw a straight punch to his face to knock him out? Nah, that'd probably kill him instantly. So that's out. Okay, maybe dodge his jab and deliver a powerful punch to his liver? No, that'd still kill him. Scratch that. Should I poke his eyes out? Of course not, that's too much. How about ending his lineage? You know, a kick to the family jewels? No, bad idea. A roundhouse kick to the face? No way. That'd dislocate his jaw permanently. Break his knee? No. Again, way too much. He's still there contemplating, thinking, how do I even educate this little brat? When, blink, the muscular lackey has already closed the distance between them. Woo Young makes a big, wild swing straight at our MC's face. But our guy doesn't even flinch. He just keeps staring straight into his eyes. The fist gets inches from his face, and, with just a slight side eye, our MC looks at it, still not moving a muscle. Then, with some lightning-fast footwork, he just sidesteps and dodges it effortlessly. The lackey completely whiffs. Furious, the lackey pulls his other hand back and throws a lightning-fast uppercut. RMC just watches the fist coming and, with a simple, casual tilt of his head, he dodges it again. Cool as ice. Just pure aura farming in the middle of the fight. The lackey is completely confused. He can't believe his two biggest attacks just got dodged like it was nothing. RMC just stares him down, standing perfectly still. Up in the stands, both the bodyguard and the red-haired guy, Go Jin-suk, are stunned silent. Their eyes are wide open in shock. Woo-young jumps back, creating some distance. He gets this curious look on his face and asks, "Hey, have you done any sports, kid?" RMC just stands there, silent, ignoring him completely. This makes the muscular guy furious. "Bastard," he shouts. "Are you mute?" Again, RMC ignores him, just keeps up that intense stare. That really sets him off. "Stop mocking me, you bastard," he yells, and he swings another huge punch. But this time, whoosh, a quick flash moves faster than he can see. Smack! RMC delivers a massive slap right across Woo-young's face. The lackey just freezes, completely stunned and confused. You can already see a red, swollen mark blooming on his cheek. RMC is just standing there, hands still in the air from the slap. The sound of the slap echoes through the whole arena. The two spectators are just sitting there, jaws on the floor. Hwang Woo-young is visibly shaking with anger. Veins are popping on his forehead, his cheek is swelling up, and he grinds out, "You son of a bitch!" RMC just gives him a death stare, cracks his knuckles with a swift flick of his hand. That's it. Woo-young completely loses it. "I'm going to kill you," he screams, veins bulging, as he jumps in for another swing. And then, smack! Another slap lands even harder. He's shocked, doesn't even know where it came from. He stumbles back from the impact, shivering, struggling to just stay on his feet. Meanwhile, RMC is just there, standing aura farming. He's literally just looking down at him while Woo-young is trying not to fall over. Both his cheeks are swollen now, and he's grinding his teeth in fury. He manages to spit out, "Bastard," but before he can even finish, RMC swings one more time. Smack! This one is the biggest yet. The echo literally shakes the arena. The lackey's eyes roll back into his head, his knees hit the canvas, and then his giant body just slams down onto the floor. Knockout. It's over. The spectators' eyes are practically popping out of their skulls. They cannot believe what they just witnessed. Pure shock and surprise all over their faces. RMC is just standing over the knocked out guy and whispers to himself, "There shouldn't be any major problems. I went easy on him." Then, looking completely bored, he just steps out of the octagon. If there's nothing more to see, he says, "I'm leaving." He starts to open the cage door. But then a loud voice shouts, "Stay right there." It's Go Jin-suk. RMC looks up, confused. What now? We see the red-haired bully storming down the stairs, practically running towards RMC. He gets right up to him and starts applauding. With a big smile, he declares RMC as his new right-hand man. RMC is just baffled. What right-hand man? The red-haired guy turns to his bodyguard, super excited. This guy is really strong, right? The bodyguard just nods, still in a state of shock from the one-sided beatdown. RMC, still confused, keeps asking, what does a right-hand man even mean? But Go Jin-suk doesn't explain. Instead, he starts bragging about what a great position it is, leveraging his father's role in politics, getting more and more excited by the second. Our guy is just standing there, visibly confused, but he just nods along to the endless chatter. Finally, Go Jin-suk throws an arm around our MC's shoulders. "Let's go," he says cheerfully. "To celebrate, I'll treat you to dinner at a fancy place." Our MC is just baffled by this sudden, cheerful change in attitude. The red-haired guy is all excited, bragging about his dad as they walk away, and our MC, still confused, just agrees with a quiet yeah. Internally, he thinks, well, I guess I can count this as going according to plan. Cut to later that evening. Our MC gets back home and announces with the most tired, low-energy voice ever, "I'm back." "Son," she says, "I heard you made friends." His dad chimes in. "Did you behave well with your new friends?" Our MC, looking utterly exhausted, just nods slowly and says, yes, in a dead tone. His mom asks, what about dinner? With a gentle smile. Still tired, he replies, I ate with a friend. I'll rest first today. And he just quietly trudges off to his room. His mom looks at his dad with a worried, confused face like, what happened to him? But the dad just shrugs, equally clueless. Our MC closes his bedroom door and walks over to his neatly made bed. He turns around and just flops straight back onto it with a big, relieved phew. Internally, he's thinking, this mission really isn't easy. And that thought triggers a flashback. We're back at a super fancy, luxurious hotel restaurant. Our MC and Go Jin-suk are sitting across from each other. The red-haired guy is boasting. This is a 5-star restaurant with world-class Michelin chefs. My family comes here all the time, so don't be shy, eat a lot. Our MC, using perfect etiquette, cuts a piece of steak with his fork and knife and brings it to his mouth. The moment it hits his tongue, his internal voice just screams, IT melts. His face has this funny, utterly amazed expression. He's never tasted anything this good in his life. His mind is just on a loop. It's melting, it's melting, it's melting. Go Jin-suk bursts out laughing at the expressions he's making. Our MC composes himself and looks at Go Jin-suk, his mouth still full. In his mind, he's observing, is this the same guy from before? He's completely changed his behavior. Then, the red-haired guy starts talking about the right-hand man thing again. It's no big deal, be my right-hand man, he says. Our MC almost chokes on his steak. He thinks, so this is the cost of eating a high-end steak. Go Jin-suk continues, just stomp on any kids who try to climb up. Not that there are any like that now. Our MC quickly replies with a straight face, still chewing, I'm not into beating up weak kids for fun. The red-haired guy clarifies, weak kids don't try to climb up to me in the first place. Our MC looks confused and says, but what you did to Dongwoo is similar. Go Jin-suk is shocked. You mean Jang Dongwoo? Our MC nods. Yeah. The red-haired guy starts laughing uncontrollably. Dong Wo is weak? Our MC is just stunned by his reaction. Seeing his confusion, Go Jin-suk explains, back in middle school, I was the errand boy of Jang Dongwoo. Our guy asks, confused, what's an errand boy? Go Jin-suk says, you don't know? A bread shuttle? A loser? Still lost. Our MC just repeats, loser. Go Jin-suk sighs, realizing our guy doesn't know the rules. He explains, well, his family is Korea's top legal family. That guy's dad is the Central District Prosecutor General. This was before my dad became the party leader. Back then, I lived watching his every move, doing whatever he told me. I was his personal butler. Our MC is completely stunned. His mind is just blown by this reveal. Go Jin-suk finishes by saying, that's what Korea is like, a place where your parents' power becomes your strength. Our MC just sits there, frozen, trying to process this massive information bomb. And we cut back to the present. Our MC is still lying on his bed, replaying those words in his head. He lets out another sigh. This mission really is not easy. Thanks for watching. You're tuned in to Kira Reads Daily. Let's set a small target. 100 likes. Once we hit it, I'll drop the next episode right away. So don't forget to subscribe and smash that like button. See you in the next video.